And the longer you drift, the harder it gets to correct course. So, what's the antidote? Well, you create a vision that's generated from your core, not one you picked up from Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, not something you've been taught you should want, but a real, living, breathing picture of your future that lines up with who you truly are deep down.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful, beautiful world. Whether you're a longtime listener or this is your very first time tuning in, thanks for joining us on the Infinite Wisdom Experience. Today's episode is one I'm particularly excited about. In this episode, number 159, from dream to destiny, how to craft a powerful vision to ensure your future. So let's start with wondering. Have you ever had those days where you're so busy that the day just blasts right by, but somehow, you still feel like you didn't go anywhere or got anything done? And it's like you're doing all the things, but there's this nagging voice in the back of your mind whispering, is this all there is to my life? Well, you're not quite heading in a direction that truly ignites your soul or aligns with what you deeply intrinsically value. Yeah, that's what we call life's drift. And truth is, you're not the only one who's felt it.
It's like you woke up on a boat and you didn't even mean to board, right? And now you're out at sea with no map, no compass, and you're just hoping the current takes you somewhere decent. But what if instead of drifting, you could start navigating to a future aligned with your purpose and your passion? What if you could actually feel where you're going before you ever get there? That's exactly what today's class is all about. If you've been on any of our previous live streams, you know that it's not our style to just spew out some fluffy motivational speech. So before this live stream is done, we're going to show you how to craft a soul level vision that actually means something to you, not what society says you should chase, not what your Uncle Bob or Auntie Karen thinks is practical. We're talking about a vision projected from your core, the real you, underneath all the noise. And here's the wild part: when you know where you're going, not just in your head, but in your gut, in your heart, in your whole body, it's like it's like life starts organizing itself around that clarity. People show up, ideas click, things just flow.
Okay, and we also want you to stick around because we're going to walk you through something that we call the Vision from the Core microhack. It's a practical 6-step process that'll help you get crystallized and crystal clear on your personal vision, your family legacy, or even those short-term shifts you need to handle in life's when life throws those curveballs, um, so don't worry. This won't be some high and mighty philosophy lesson. We're keeping this simple, grounded, and real. And just relatable truths they might even spark some big aha moments for you. And a few tools to help you get unstuck and start moving with real intention starting today. So if you're ready to stop floating through life and start steering the ship, strap in and let's go. And so the first thing that we need to set straight is the fact that there are more than enough thinking positive, setting surface level goal trainings out there that we want to bring you something that will really make a difference the moment you implement it. So today is about getting underneath all that noise and figuring it out. So, what does your soul actually want to experience in this life? Because here's what we've come to notice. Most people aren't consciously designing their life. They're reacting to it. And it goes something like this. You wake up, scroll on your phone, do the grind. I don't mean grinding your coffee beans. Do the grind, put out fires, hit the couch, repeat. And days turn into months. Months turn into years. And the next thing you know, you're living a version of life that you never consciously chose. That, my friends, is life's drift.
So this life's drift is sneaky because it looks like you're doing okay on the surface. You're busy, you're responsible, you might even be hitting goals other people would be proud of. But deep down, you feel a little disconnected. Like something important is missing and you can't quite put your finger on it. It's kind of like being on autopilot with a full tank of gas, but no destination punched in. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere that matters to you. And the longer you drift, the harder it gets to correct course. So, what's the antidote? Well, you create a vision that's generated from your core, not and when that vision is locked in, you don't just hope for the future, you actually start building it. You make you make decisions faster, you say yes to the right things and no to the distractions. You start showing up differently, more grounded, more on purpose, and that's when the magic starts kicking in. And we're going to walk you through exactly how to build that kind of vision today.
Yeah, so we're going to show you how to stop reacting, start creating. And it starts with understanding the difference between living by default and living by design. Let me repeat that. Living by default or living by design. So stick with us because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you feel it, you'll never want to get caught up in life's drift again. And so let's break this down because when we talk about vision, we're not talking about writing some cute little sentence in a journal or notebook and calling it a day because generally it's going to get stuck into a drawer. This isn't about throwing together a list of things that sound good or look impressive on a vision board. It's deeper than that. A true vision, one that actually shifts the way you show up in life, isn't just made in your head. It's felt, it's lived, it's remembered from somewhere inside you that's been whispering for years. It's not a wish list. It's not a wish list. It's a blueprint for a life that actually fits you like a glove. One that pulls you forward because it speaks to you, to who you really are. And that kind of vision, that comes from your soul, that comes from your core. Now, when we say core, we're not talking about your abs. Although, hey, if that's part of your vision, then we're all for it. But we mean yourself, and that's an acronym for spiritually evolving life force. The part of you that knows when something feels right, even before it makes sense on paper. It's that quiet part of you that's not impressed by status, but lights up at the thought of doing something meaningful, something real. So here's the shift that we're making today. We're moving away from goal setting as the main thing because goals are just mile markers. They're helpful, but they don't direct the journey. They tell you where you might be at, but they don't direct the journey. It's your vision, your honest sense of where you're meant to go that sets the course. So you can think of your vision like your internal GPS. If it's not programmed, you're just cruising, burning gas, burning time. But when that destination is set from a place that's true to you, now every turn has purpose. Every no makes a space for a better yes. And the journey starts to feel less like a hustle and more like a homecoming.
Yeah. So so let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life. Because when most people hear create your vision, they either go totally vague, like, I just want to be happy and successful, or they get overwhelmed trying to plan out every little detail for the next 25 years. That's not what we're doing here. Okay. What we found is that there are really three types of vision that matter most. And each one plays a different role in helping you move forward with clarity, confidence, and congruency, meaning your outer life actually starts lining up with your inner truth. So let's break them down. The first one is your personal legacy vision. Ross mentioned it a little earlier. This is the big one, right? The zoomed out view, the deep stuff. It's the story your life is going to tell long after you're gone. Not the trophies you collected or how many followers you had, but the energy you leave behind. So ask yourself, when it's all said and done, just ask it like this, what do I want to be remembered for? Okay, and contemplate that. What values do I want to be known for living by? Not just talking about, but actually embodying. How do I want people to feel because they knew me? Those are powerful questions. So sit and contemplate those and understand this isn't about perfection. It's about impact. It's the version of you that makes your soul go, yes, that's who I came here to be. And I'll tell you, when you get when you get clear on that vision, it makes the hard stuff easier because you're not just grinding to grind, you're building a legacy with every small choice. And the second is your family legacy vision. Okay. Now we're talking about the people closest to you, your inner circle, your household, your tribe. It's about the kind of emotional environment that you want to create, not just surviving the day to day, but actually shaping a home and a dynamic culture or community that feels good to live inside. So ask yourself, for this one, you want to ask, what values do I want to model and pass down? Or what kind of communication do I want flowing through this family, through this community, through these relationships? What kind of communication? And how do we handle challenges together?
Yeah.
How do we celebrate wins together or individually? Okay. And again, you don't need to be the perfect family to create a powerful family vision, but you do need to show up intentionally because without a vision for your family, you end up repeating the patterns from the past that have been passed down, patterns that don't actually serve you or them. Then you all know what I'm talking about. And then there's a third kind, and that's the short term vision. That's your day to day game plan. It's more tactical, but it's still soul aligned. It's the thing you create when you're facing a challenge or working towards a specific goal and you want to move with clarity instead of confusion. So think of it like this. What's the one area of life right now that feels most foggy for you, feels most messy or stuck? That's your signal. Okay. That's the area that needs a short term vision. It's in the danger zone. So ask yourself, what would this part of my life look like if I handled it with full alignment with my truth? What would a peaceful resolution look like? What would it feel like to be on the other side of it? Okay. And this kind of vision, it pulls you out of overwhelm and puts you back in power. You're not guessing, you're guiding. And when you stack enough short term clarity with a big picture legacy, that's when momentum builds. That's when everything starts clicking.
Exactly. So now that we've got the full picture, your personal legacy, your family vibe, and those short-term pivots, it's time to show you how to actually get this vision out of your head, out of your heart, and into something real and useful. So we call this vision from the core micro hack. And it's not just a fancy name. It's a 6-step process that'll help you bypass the fluff and get straight into creating something that actually sticks. But before we even get into the steps, here's the part most people skip. And it's the part that makes all the difference. You've got to get quiet first. You've got to calm down the noise mentally, emotionally, energetically, and get to that place inside where your real answers live. Because if your mind's still spinning, if you're just thinking in circles or scrolling TikTok between journal prompts, your vision's gonna feel surfacey, I guess, disconnected, flat. But if you drop into that still place where your calm core truth lives, what comes out of you will have weight. It'll mean something. And that's when things start shifting. So let's jump into step one. All right. So step one is the centering foundation, calming the mind and connecting to your core. And we're going to put some of these notes into the comments as well. So bear with us. So this one's simple, but don't mistake simple for not powerful. This is the part where you slow everything down and actually arrive in the moment. No multitasking, no noise, just you and your inner compass. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to find your spot. And I mean that exactly as I said it. Find your spot. Okay. A place where you won't be interrupted. Doesn't have to be a mountaintop, although that's pretty cool. Just somewhere you feel safe to chill and go inward for a bit. Okay. You want to, the second step is to breathe like you mean it. Okay. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice and easy. And at some point, we're going to talk to you about the neuroscience of how this actually works, but in the biology. But no need to force your breath. Don't force it. Just notice it. Let each breath remind your nervous system, hey, we're safe. We're good. All right. And then the third part, do a quick body scan from your toes to the top of your head. Notice where you're holding tension. And there's no judgment, no awareness, no mirror. And with each exhale, imagine that tension just softening, loosening, and just melting away. And step 4 is going to be drop into your heart. Okay. Literally place a hand on your heart. Bring your attention there. Breathe into it. Set the intention to connect with your core, yourself, your spirit, whatever you want, and whatever you call that deepest, wisest part of you. And then fifth, speak presence into the space. Say something simple like, I'm here, I'm open, I'm ready to listen. And let that be your invitation for clarity to show up. So then hang out here for a few minutes. Don't rush it. You gave yourself plenty of time if you follow the first step. Let your system settle. Let the noise fade out. And this may be uncomfortable for the first time because you're so accustomed to the noise. Because the rest of the micro hack, it only works if you're coming from this space, not your to-do list, not your anxious brain, but from the part of you that already knows what matters most.
And now that you've landed, like really landed, okay, and you're no longer running on autopilot or scrolling endlessly into the night, it's time to ask the question that changes the game. And that's step 2. And that question is, what do I need to honor to be true to myself? Okay, now listen, this question right here, it's not just a journaling prompt, okay? I want you, this is your compass. Deeply contemplate this. This is your inner truth check. This is how you get out of other people's expectations and back into you. Because the truth is, most people build their life around what they think they should be doing instead of what actually feels right for them. And and then they wonder, right? They wonder why they're tired, why they're burnt out, why they're scattered, or secretly, maybe not even so secretly, unhappy. It's not because they're doing too much, it's because they're doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons. So let's shift that. Okay, right here, right now. We're going to get honest with ourselves. No judgment, just and no trying to be impressive because only you're going to see this, right? Just real. That's what we want you to be. Here's what I want you to do. Grab your notebook or open a voice note on your if that's more your vibe, right? On your electronic device. And then sit with these questions one at a time. And take your time. And we'll drop them in the comments. Go deeper than the first answer that pops up, though. Okay? We're not looking for polished, we're looking for truth. Yes. Ask yourself these 6 questions. Number 1, what actually makes me feel fully alive? And I'm not talking just happy, not just productive, but lit up, energized, more me than I've ever felt in a while. That's what we're looking for, right? Was it when you were creating something? When you were helping someone, leading a group, learning something new? What was it? What actually makes me feel fully alive? Answer that. Second question, what are my 3 to 5 non negotiable values? This is important. Okay. These are kind of like the guideposts for where you're headed. These are the things that when you don't honor them, you feel off. Values like freedom or creativity or honest, connection, growth, peace, excellence, whatever feels essential to your sanity and your soul. Write them down. And then next to each one, write why that value matters to you. And the next question, when was the last time that I felt in flow? Some of you may have to dig, back for some of this, right? But when was the last time I felt in flow? And as you evaluate that, as you reflect on that, when you lost track of time because you were that present, what were you doing? Right? More importantly, who were you being in that moment? The next question is, what gifts or talents do I keep brushing off, but they always keep coming back around? Okay? That thing that you do that others thank you for or admire or secretly wish you had the courage to do more of. The next question is, to stay true to myself, what do I need to stop doing or let go of? And this may be a big one for you guys. Okay? What are you carrying that doesn't even belong to you anymore? Might bite. Okay? Old rules, old habits, old stories. It's time to set that stuff down. And then here's the big one. Final question. If fear, guilt, or other people's opinions didn't run my life, yes, let me say that again. If fear, guilt, or other people's opinions didn't run my life, what would I give myself permission to want? And whatever you come up from that, that's your spirit talking. So don't shut it down. Okay. So contemplate those, journal those. It may take a few times. It may not come the first time for you, but sit with these until something resonates and feels like it sits into your core, like it fits, like it harmonizes. Okay. And then once you've worked through those, just sit with it all for a few minutes. And you'll start to feel a theme emerging. Okay. It's a center of gravity. That's your core truth. And from here on out, that truth is going to help you shape a vision that actually fits.
All right, that's so cool. So cool. Really take your time when you're doing those. I mean, it's going to be so enlightening for you. So now that you've got your core truths written down, or at least stirring inside you, okay, it's time to do something that most adults completely forget how to. It's called dreaming of wholeness. This is step 3. Because let's be real, most of us were taught to dream inside a box. You know the one. Be realistic. Don't aim too high. Make sure it's practical. And then somewhere along the way, we stopped asking, what do I really want? Not what's safe, not what looks good to the outside world, but what would actually make me light up from the inside out. That's what this step is all about. And here's the difference. You're not dreaming from insecurity or escape or lack. You're not dreaming to run away from your current reality. You're dreaming from a grounded place, a connected place, a place where your heart and your truth are finally sitting at the same table. All right, let's go. Here's how you drop into this step. Number 1, you're going to look back at your notes from step 2. Okay. You've already got the seeds and those core values, those peak moments, that honest truth about what makes you feel alive. This is your starting point. That's why we want you to write everything down. Go, oh, what was it that I was thinking? No, write this stuff down. Number two, ask yourself, what if? I love the what if, but ask it with your soul in the driver's seat. What if my work was a full, joyful expression of my creativity and purpose? What if my family life was built on trust, joy, and deep connection, not just survival mode? Hmm. And finally, what if my day-to-day life felt like a reflection of who I actually am, not just a list of tasks? This isn't about getting every detail perfect. It's about letting your imagination stretch, but only in directions that feel true. You're giving your nervous system permission to see a future that's worth moving towards. All right, so the next step is to go area by area, if that helps, because we do tend to compartmentalize things. Okay, so we're going to go area to area. So, your personal life, how do you feel in your body, in your energy? What does your environment look like? And then there's the relationships. Who are you surrounded by? And what kind of conversations are happening? This is so important. I'm sure you've had conversations sometimes with a stranger, but it just was just as, oh man, this was so good. I want more of that because your soul felt it. It triggered something. And I'm going to 99% sure that it started actually triggering your imagination as well. Okay. And then there's your work or business. Okay. What's the impact you're making? What kind of people are you working with? Is it resonating from your soul? Is it, I have to go to work or I get to go to work? I have to do my business or I get to do my business? And then there's your spiritual connection. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How connected are you to something bigger? Think about it. Okay. And then again, this isn't a checklist. This is about the vibe of before strategy. You're not mapping out a 5-year plan. We're tapping into a deeper sense of direction that feels like home. And once you've spent some time letting that future start to take the shape in your mind and your heart, oh my God. Now we're going to take it one step further because next up is where we move from dreaming about it to feeling it as if it's already real. And that's what step 4 is all about. It's a vivid visualization. The part where your future stops being an idea and starts becoming a lived experience in your body. Take it away, Gary.
Okay. Well, you've done the work, right? You've slowed it all down. You've connected with what matters. You've let yourself dream from a deeper place, a place where your values, your spirit, your truth are all in alignment. Now it's time to embody it. So, step 4, as Ross said, is vivid visualization, where you embody your future now. And this is where you stop standing outside the vision like a window shopper, right? And you step inside it. This step is powerful because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and a memory. So when you feel the future before it happens, you start aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy to make that future way more likely to unfold for you. And no, we're not talking about just manifesting with good vibes and a candle, even though a candle is a good touch, you know. This is biological. This is neurological. You're creating new neural grooves by experiencing your future like it's happening now. So let's walk you through it. Here's how to do it. Number one, pick a piece of your vision that feels most alive right now. Okay? And it could be your personal legacy, that dream business, a healed relationship, a new level of health, whatever's calling you most right now. Okay, pick that. Then step two, close your eyes and return to that calm, centered breath. Settle back into your body. No rush, just presence. And now, next step is to imagine it's already real, like fully real. What does your world look like? Where are you? Indoors or outdoors? Big city, cozy cabin, clean house with sunlight pouring in? Who's there with you? Are you surrounded by people who get you? Are you laughing? Are you collaborating? Are you celebrating? Are you alone in a peaceful, powerful way? What are you doing? Not just what job, but how are you showing up? What's your energy like? What's the rhythm of your day? Right? In when we train our students and our clients, we tell them you want to think of the STEM space. What's the space? What's the time? When is this happening? Energy. What are the things that are going on? And then matter. Space, time, energy, and matter. Matter is what are the actual things that verify that reality. Right? So put your STEM into it. Your space, your time, your energy, and matter of that reality. And then listen. What's the soundtrack, if there's one, of this future? What do the people around you say to you? How are you responding to them? Then think about how feeling it. Think about feeling it. What emotions are flooding your system? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it excitement? Is it relief? Is it gratitude? Whatever it is, let those feelings expand. Let them soak in. Because this is the moment where your system starts believing, yes, this is real and this is mine. And then finally, check in with your body. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel stronger? Do you feel more rooted, more expansive? Whatever it is, that's your nervous system syncing up with that vision. And remember, don't rush this. Take your time. It's going to be worth it to set aside time to do this. That's why we're making this a little bit longer stream than normal because it's so important. Okay? Let it play like a movie in your mind, only that you're the star, not the observer. And if your brain tries to throw doubt at you, just breathe because that's normal. We call those sentinels. We'll talk about those at another time. That's just the old system doing its thing. But now you're building something new. This is the energy you want to revisit often. Once you've established it, you've got it. So you don't have to go through all those things. You may need to kind of recollect them and some elements of them to get you back there. But once you get the feeling, you know what it feels like. So I want you to revisit it often, not just once. Because the more often you visit this vision in your imagination as real for you now, the more likely you are to step into it in your reality, moment by moment. And now, with this vision alive in your body and your heart, you're going to do the thing that turns that energy into something tangible. So get that experience down. Okay. And now we're going to write it out. That's step 5, articulating your core vision statement. And that's where we give this baby a voice.
So this next part is where things go from energetic to tangible. So step 5, as Gary said, is articulating your core vision statement. Say it like you mean it. That's how it works. So listen, writing down your writing your vision down might sound simple. Sounds very simple. But don't underestimate the power of this step. When you give your vision words, it's like we're taking it from the unseen and anchoring it in the scene. You're bringing it from your imagination into form. This is how you move from I hope to I'm becoming. And no, we're not writing some robotic mission statement. There's no AI here. Okay. This is not a corporate branding exercise. This is your truth. It's in your voice and it's written in the present tense because you're calling it into the now. All right, so let's get into this. All right, number 1, start by reflecting. Pull out your notes from step 2, 3, and 4. Look at the values that you wrote, the dreams that you outlined, the images and the feelings you just visualized. That's the raw material. That's the good stuff. And then part 2, now write your statement in the present tense as if it's now. Okay. Not I will or someday, but I am. My life is. My business thrives. Write it like it's already happening because energetically, it already is. All right. And number 3, you're going to infuse it with emotion and meaning. This is the octane for this whole program that we're teaching you today. Infuse it with emotion. Don't write what sounds fancy, what feels you want to go with what feels true. I mean, really feels. It's like, oh, you just feel your body just starts to almost kind of grow. Okay, you just feel that energy starting to bubble up. He says, use words that move you, words that feel like you. I can't stress this enough. This is not what you want somebody else to, oh, that's very good. Oh, I really like that. No, it's what you feel down here, right here. Okay. And number 4, make sure it reflects your values, not someone else's. If authentically and authenticity, freedom, creativity, peace, or leadership are part of your core, you better believe they should be showing up in this statement. I am authentic. I am free. I am a creative being. I live in peace. I am a leader. Number 5, let it be a little poetic if that's your vibe. Okay. Still have fun with this. Be creative. This is your soul's song. It's not about perfection, it's about resonance. It should feel like a mirror when you read it back to yourself. And we recommend you do that many, many, many times. and let it evolve. Change it a little bit, tweak it a little bit. That's not quite the feeling that I want. It's not quite the feeling that I feel. Tweak it. Okay. So a few examples. All right. One, again, these are just examples. I'm not telling you what to write. Number one, I am feeling a purpose-filled life where my work is an extension of my truth. My days are rooted in joy and calm confidence, and I feel deeply connected to the people and the impact that matter most. That's nice. That's very good. All right. Here's another one. My business is thriving as a platform for transformation. I serve people I love working with in a way that lights me up and brings me real change to their lives. My team is strong. My systems flow. My abundance feels natural. And then a third one is our family moves through life with love and laughter and a deep presence. We speak honestly and support each other's dreams and grow together in harmony. Home is our sanctuary. And once you've written it, read it out loud. Like I said, feel how it lands in your body. If something just feels off, adjust it. If it feels flat, add some life. You'll know when it clicks. It'll feel like it'll feel like a truth that you've been waiting to remember. And once it's there, hang on to it. Put it somewhere visible. Read it often. Let it rewire your identity. Because when you start seeing yourself this way, your actions, your habits, and choices, they'll start rising up to match that version of you. Okay, so next up is the final step where you kind of do a gut check, your vision, and start building momentum with one small soul aligned move.
Okay. So this last step, it's where your vision leaves the page and steps into the world. Because dreaming is beautiful, but doing is what turns the vision into a lifestyle. All right. So here we are, right? We've done the inner work. You've slowed down, you've tuned in, you've asked the big questions, you've dreamed from a deeper place, you felt your future, you gave it a voice. Now it's time to put wheels on that thing. So step 6 is the congruency check, right? Plus your first aligned step. So this step is all about two things. Number one, making sure what you wrote is actually you. All right. And step 2 is taking one small, simple action that gets you moving toward it today. To begin that today. Because clarity without movement, well, that's just a journal entry. Okay. But clarity plus aligned action, that's how momentum starts to build. Okay. So let's finish strong. All right. Here's how you do it. Number one, read your core vision statement out loud. Read it with confidence, be bold, and speak it so that it resonates. Not in your head, not like you're reading instructions off a box of cereal, right? Read it like a declaration. We call them declaration of reality. And feel it in your bones. Okay? Then ask yourself, does this sound like me? You're doing your reality check here, right? Your congruency check. Does this feel like truth, right? Or does it feel fake? It's got to feel truth in there. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how deeply does this resonate with who I really am? And if it's anything less than an 8, go back and tweak it. Okay, just go back. Don't settle for anything less than an 8. And you'll know when you've hit it. It'll feel, something like something inside you just stood up a little taller. Like something inside just woke up and said, whoa, what's different here? Okay. Then, number 2 is ask this simple but powerful question. What's one small aligned action I can take in the next 24 to 48 hours to move this forward, to move this vision forward? That's it. One thing. Maybe it's reaching out to someone. Maybe it's, and again, some of you are going to want to do, your laundry list of things. Just one, just pick one, because then you go back into overwhelm and do the old things. Just pick one to ignite this, start that ripple effect. Okay. Could be reaching out to someone. It could be clearing something off your calendar. Maybe it's journaling a little bit more, getting more clarity on some components, or it's committing to a new habit, or even having a conversation that you've been putting off. It doesn't have to be dramatic, but it does have to be in alignment. It should feel like a vote for the version of you that your vision is calling forward. And whatever it is, third thing to do is to write it down, make it real, commit to doing it. Not next week, not when life slows down, not when all the ducks are lined up. Do it now, the next 24 to 48 hours, and start that loop. Okay? Because once you take that first step, your vision is no longer just a dream. It's now a direction.
Exactly. So, and remember, your vision, your vision's not set in stone. And we cannot emphasize this enough. Your vision, it's a living, breathing thing. And you're allowed to check in with it. You're allowed to refine it. Just like you're evolving, your vision will evolve too. But now you're not drifting. You fixed it. You're not stuck in the cycle. You're building the future with intention, clarity, and congruency. And if you've ever start to feel off track again, just come back to that one question. What do I feel, or what do I need to honor to be true to myself today? That question, that's your anchor. That's your reset button. So put it on your phone. Put it somewhere where it's always going to be there. Okay? Make it the wallpaper on your phone if you can, but put it somewhere where you can get to it real quick. I'm feeling blue. I'm losing my momentum. Boom. There it is. Asking yourself that question again. It's a
All
reset.
right. So here's your challenge as we wrap this up. Pick your one step, own it, do it, then celebrate the fact that you just chose creation over reaction. And that's how change begins. Not with fireworks, but with one honest move in the direction of who you truly are. So thanks for jamming with us today. Whether
Mhm.
you're here live or catching the replay, we don't take your time lightly. You could have been anywhere, doing anything, and you chose to spend this time growing with us. And for that, we're grateful. As always, we leave you with this. We dare you to be exceptional today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Being exceptional is simpler than you think. Just keep showing up for your truth. Then implement what you learn and learn from what you implement. Put that on auto loop. Live that. And we'll see you next time on the Infinite Wisdom Experience. Thanks, everyone, for being here. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye bye.